Okay, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this. Well, here it's a pouring rain Sunday afternoon I'm in BC.
Mm.
Um, so we're gonna have a few story shares today and also a little bit of product knowledge. So I started this 30-day transformation myself in November, feeling crazy low, immense amount of anxiety, um, really quite purposeless actually. Postpartum mom of 20 months, and I also have a 6-year-old son. And my really good friend Hannah had got me onto this program, this superfood protocol. And I had zero intentions of it working when I started. But what has happened to me since has been truly life changing. Um, I feel so much less anxious, and my depression is subsided. My energy is through the roof for where I was at. I stopped drinking coffee to find the energy. I feel more patient with my kids. My whole family has benefited. My husband is even on some of this, and he's already blown away by how much better his body feels, which is huge actually, because he was a big skeptic. So yeah, so that's, I'm not going to share my full story today because I'm going to let some other people take over on that. But what I would like to do is get going on the actual intro to the wonderful Rachel Balansat, who I was connected through to help me support me through my own journey. That's the beauty of all of this, is that you're fully supported through the whole thing. And Rachel has quite the story herself. I'll let her share, but she's a former Ayurvedic practitioner, which is East Indian medicine, nutrition and herbs. And so she's got a really great grasp on all of how the body works. And she has turned herself into a pro championship bodybuilder. Her story is insane. I'll let you tell it. But and she's also a co-author of a book called Fitness to Freedom. So I will let you take it away, Rachel, Miss Scholar of Nutrition, who I've learned so much about how our bodies work and the foods that we can nourish our bodies with, and bring ourselves into well-being and health, and kind of up level all of it from what we're used to. So Rachel, take it away.
Thank you. You have been such an inspiration to me. And Jilly, I made you co-host so you could help let people into the room because there's still a lot of people entering.
Okay.
But yeah, this has really been amazing for me. And I'm just so delighted to see all of you here. Thank you for taking a moment on your Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, whatever time it is in your zone. We've got people in Canada and California and Hawaii. This is a nice way to connect people from all over during these COVID lockdown times. So, I'd love to share a little bit about, first of all, I want to say Jillian has had incredible transformation, and it's been really amazing to watch her blossom and become this totally grounded, just really happy, light being. And so I really can see how the transformation has deeply influenced your life. And so thank you for, being that person that's just bringing the light to the world and inviting so many to join. And my experience is, I'm going to start with where I was about 5.5 years ago. I had been sick for 9 years. So if you've ever heard of Hashimoto's, drop me a 1, because Hashimoto's is what I was suffering from for about 9 years. And what this looks like is adrenal fatigue and brain fog. So if you can relate to brain fog, drop a 2. If you can relate to adrenal fatigue, drop a 3. This was my life for many, many years. And to the point that I stopped working, I was basically turning away work. I'd been a wedding photographer traveling the world, and suddenly I just could barely work, and I was just turning away jobs going, who's going to make it to Hawaii? I can't even get there, So I was needing naps all the time. I would have to kind of like take a nap. Hang on, I'm just going to check the settings. Maybe Jillian, you could just figure out how to mute people if they come off mute. So I was literally struggling with energy, and I used to have to hire friends to come to weddings with me so that they could wake me up when it was time to photograph the couples. Literally, I'd be like, oh God, the ceremony's over. Let me just go take a nap. Conk out. And so this was kind of my routine until one time somebody could not get me up. I was up, awake, but I couldn't stand up. I'm like, I just can't get up. I just literally can't get up. And he was like, you've got to, Rachel, you've got to photograph this. The whole family's waiting for you. And it was just barely everything I could do to muster myself up. So that was what extreme adrenal fatigue looks like. And I also had extreme brain fog, which was like being super stoned. So, you know, I'd be like mid sentence going, what am I talking about? What am I telling this person? And what is their name? And, you know, all kinds of things. It was like having mini amnesia all the time, and that was no fun. So anyway, long story short is I was also I also noticed that I didn't have a lot of ability to lose weight. I was overweight, and I learned to be happy with myself. It's not a big deal. I think that there's lots of different sizes. It was just different than what I was used to. And I actually kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. I was like, I'm buxom. I got butt, I got boobs. And so that was fun. But it was also just more like inflammation. And then I also had a lot of, what I want to say, like bloating, you know, and my digestion was off. And so I know that the key to inflammation is through the digestion. And so if we want to reduce inflammation in the body, we got to address the gut. And I also began to study Ayurvedic nutrition to try to understand how I can better help my body, you know, heal, and, you know, the wounded healer. So I got to a point where I was trying all different kinds of things. I've been vegetarian, I'd done paleo, I'd done bone broth. I went to acupuncturists, Chinese medical doctors, herbalists, Western doctors, and they all told me different things and included wanting to do medication. And I just knew that I didn't want to go that route. So long story short is I decided that I was going to change. I was like, this is the year, everything's going to change. I'm done being sick. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find a shaman in Tibet who's going to tell me the answer to the world. Or I'm going to go on a horseback riding adventure across the Sahara and have a big epiphany, but something's going to happen. And lo and behold, someone shared on Facebook about a transformation they had. And I got interested, and I said, that's amazing. That's what I want to feel. I want to feel like that woman, free on top of a mountain with a scarf up in the air. Oh, you know, life looked glamorous. I said, that's how I want to feel. So I reached out to her, and she shared this with me. She shared Purium with me, and I did this ultimate lifestyle transformation. And within the first 10 days, many changes happened. Literally, my adrenal fatigue completely lifted, to the point that I was desiring to go to the gym. And prior to that, I thought gym rats were crazy people. I was like, who the heck would ever want to work out? I mean, that just seems like the most god-awful thing on the planet. And here I was waking up going, I just need to move. So I went to a gym and I got on a treadmill, and I was running and having the most amazing experience. I saw this big smile on my face in the reflection. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I was running faster than I've ever run before. If anyone is a runner, drop me a 5 in the comments. All right, we got some runners. So that was, 4.1 miles an hour is what, walking fast? Well, I always thought that was a big fast run, but this was actually not a fast. This was actually, now I was finally running at 6.9 miles an hour. And it just got easier and easier until finally at some point I was running 8.1 miles an hour. And then I was a 5-mile runner. And then I was running nonstop, and I was just having a delightful time running all over Sebastopol where I live. And it became a thing. So my brain fog lifted, my adrenal fatigue lifted, my energy had returned, my sense of sanity returned, and it restored my sense of the future. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be, sick and homeless someday. I'm actually going to be able to fend for myself and work. And that's how I ended up joining the companies. I really wanted to share this with other people because this was something that meant so much to me, to be able to transform my health. And it's been 5.5 years. I've been doing the daily core 4 ever since, which is like the 4 main products that we'll go over a little bit later. I've been doing that for the last 5.5 years, and literally my adrenal fatigue has never returned. My brain fog has never returned. And I also lost weight during that time too. I actually lost all the weight that was, all that inflamed weight. My bloating disappeared within the first few days. My digestion completely cleared up. I had amazing digestion, which was new for me because kind of my whole life I'd struggled with digestion, which is kind of how I got to where I was at. So everything had completely transformed for me, and including my finances. So all of a sudden I was able to work again, and I got out of my car, and I started to live in a house. And eventually I was able to start, start supporting my family in the Philippines. And I was able to put 3 kids through college in the Philippines, which was a highlight. And so on and so forth. So my life completely radically transformed. I really, really, really can't tell you how grateful I am to Dave Sandoval, who's the founder of this company, formulator, and incredible scholar of nutrition. And he has studied everything. He has studied with all the greats. If you know Ann Wigmar, if you know who Ann Wigmar is, mother of the wheatgrass movement, drop a 6. Yeah, see some nods. Yep. Dr. Bernard Jensen studied with him. He studied with, he actually worked for a Japanese acupuncturist. And that's how he discovered barley green juice, which is one of the ingredients in our products. So Dave Sandoval, something to know about him is that, and Amy Benner, who are the 2 founders of this company, that they, like 30 years ago, whenever we got the USDA organic food label, well, if anybody shops with that, that was actually given to us, brought to us by Dave and Amy. They lobbied and got the entire US, the USDA organic food label. So not just for our products, but for the nation. So I'm so thankful because they have impacted every single person's life here. Even those in Canada are eating some of our organic produce that they know is certified organic because of that, because of their lobbying efforts. So they started this company really in the beginning. They just had product. They just had ingredients. They were creating ingredients for other white labels, right? So they were a white label company and creating ingredients for other companies. And their mission was to end human suffering. That was their entire focus, was to end suffering. And it wasn't that popular. People didn't really want to drink green juices because they thought, well, this tastes really terrible. And I don't really care about diabetes. Like people weren't really like believing or thinking they could heal themselves. And so they were trying to figure out how to promote the product. And then suddenly people were noticing that they were losing weight because their body was getting healthy and they were coming into homeostasis. So people who were overweight were losing weight. If people were underweight, they were gaining weight. So their bodies were coming into balance. And that's when this whole it kind of became known for weight loss. But the company is not geared towards weight loss, even though that is a benefit for people who want that. It is a benefit. But really, the stories you're about to hear are going to share with you real incredible things that you're going to, well, I'll just I'll let you find out. But energy is one of the top ones. Sleep is one of them. And you're going to hear some wonderful stories. So I'd love to actually share a surprise story with Jessica Berry. Yep, I'm going to you next. Jessica's a friend of mine in Sebastopol. She's an amazing human being. She works with, done a lot of ropes course work with kids and really helps teenagers build confidence. And she's an amazing mama too. She has a beautiful daughter and she's gonna share her story. So go ahead and take it away, Jessica, and then we'll go on to products after.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so my story with Purium, I'd actually heard about Purium like 5 years ago from my girlfriend Jade, and I had another girlfriend. Two of my girlfriends showed up to my bachelorette party shaking their shakes. And I was like, what's going on? What are you, and like, they didn't even know each other. And they were like, oh, you're. And so it got on my radar then, but it wasn't something that I started really paying attention to until recently. So because I hadn't really connected a lot of dots of what was going on with my health yet. But for the last 8 years or so, I had started getting progressive, just kind of strange symptoms that I didn't think were necessarily related. The biggest of which was migraines. I had really gnarly migraines. And then also like inflammation and muscle lockup. And, I was tired all the time, had some brain fog. And, it kind of progressively got worse and worse over the years. And I come to find out that I discovered a gluten allergy within that time frame. And, that helped my symptoms a bit. But there was, I mean, right before I discovered that, it was, I mean, I went to the ER one time because my migraines were so bad. We did not know what was going on. My husband was scared. I was scared. And so then I discovered the gluten allergy, cut that out. And that worked for that helped to take my symptoms away for, several months. And then they started creeping back. They started to creep back, and I became a mother. I live in Sonoma County, so we have, my daughter's sneaking by. We've had several fire seasons that have, let's just say, caused a lot of stress, mostly always just like with each of my life. Like when I got married, there was fires. We had to move our venue. When I was pregnant, there was fires. I literally gave birth to my child in the hospital, and the neighborhood next to it had burned. When we bought a house, so like all this stress and, poor eating habits and all that, I still wasn't eating the gluten, but I thought that had been the answer. And apparently it wasn't. And so the kind of crux of my pain and discomfort came at the beginning of 2020. And I had so much inflammation, especially in my neck and shoulder area. Like I would put a tank top on or a bra strap or something, and if it was too much pressure, it would actually trigger a headache because it was just, everything was so tense. Like it didn't take much to trigger a migraine, and my migraines were getting so bad that at the peak of them, it was every 2 to 3 days, I had a debilitating, knock me out, laying on the couch, couldn't interact with my family type of migraine. And if anybody here has experienced migraines like that, like it's like you can't do anything. And then you're also spending time like recovering. So I'd have a migraine, and then the next day kind of recovering and, getting my life back in order. And then maybe I'd have like a day or two where I felt kind of okay. And then it would hit again. And it was just this cycle of pain and inflammation and really just frustrating. My child, she's only 3 now. So like for most of her life, I've had some sort of pain or inflammation or migraines or something. And, as a new mother, you're like, oh my gosh, is this my reality? Is this my world? Like, am I going to miss out on moments with my child or just not be around as much as I want to? And so that was really frustrating and scary and kind of sad, And so I had tried several different things. I went to nutrition school. I actually used to even sell supplements in retail. So like I had some knowledge about some stuff, and I was trying different things. But even with what I knew and what I was trying, like I knew there was some gut repair stuff. So I tried something that was only a very specific, for the gut, and it kind of worked. I was taking melatonin for my sleep. I was, was it glasses, was it the blue light from the screen, like got myself some glasses, like all these things that like sort of kind of helped, or maybe for a little bit, and it wasn't until I gave Purium a shot that it was night and day and very obvious of like, oh, dang, okay, this is what I was missing. Like I was trying to like patchwork together my own sort of solutions and program. And then my friend Jade started sharing again that she was doing it. And so I was like, wait a second, I need to figure this out. Like, what are you doing? So I started the 30-day ULT, Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, in early November. And yeah, within days, and I started it for inflammation and headaches. And those I did not experience one, and I to this day have not had a migraine, which is like so huge, so huge. The bandwidth and time and energy that I've gotten back in my life, like, holy moly. So that's huge. And then there was all these other benefits that that came through that I wasn't necessarily doing it for, but like it took my inflammation away. I started sleeping better. And I kind of suffer from insomnia a little bit. Even if I didn't go to bed when I wanted to, the sleep that I was getting was deeper and more restorative. And I was waking up not feeling groggy, even if I had gotten less sleep. And I now actually am getting plenty of sleep. Energy shot through the roof. I haven't had caffeine in years and was like, kind of, it's too stimulating for me, but I also wasn't like, I was just at like a low level energy because I wasn't supplementing it. And now it's just like through the roof. I started losing inches, little bit of the weight that I hadn't totally gotten off after having a child. And my measurement for that is just my clothes fitting better. And they started fitting better. I lost some inches. So all of these things that I was like, okay, like not only do I not have migraines, but like all these other things, I feel amazing and my skin looks great and the inflammation's gone. So I started with the 30-day. And then after that, I was like, okay, I have to keep taking these products. So I started taking the Daily Core 4 and maintained that for the month of December. And then I was like, you know what? I want to go for it again. Like I want to keep swinging the pendulum in this other direction. So I got another 30-day and have been doing that for January. And so, I jumped back in and all of my family's on it. My daughter, my husband, my mom, my sister, my dad, like everyone's doing it. My aunt, her best friend, all these people are doing that. So like, and all of us are like, we keep saying like, I will take this for life. Like, even if it's just the Daily Core 4, like I will take this for the rest of my life. Just because of how amazing and like just the transformation that happened and the benefits that I get from it and have maintained. I mentioned, like, I have not gotten a migraine since, and this is the longest stretch that I've gone where I haven't had that, so that's been amazing. I love this stuff and I'm always happy to share my story if it can help somebody else.
Dang, tearjerker right there.
I'm like tearing up already. Like when I think about like the bandwidth and energy that like I'm getting back in my life, like I still tear up a little bit every time.
I love your story because you get to be a mom. You get to be a mom, it's really beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So, I think maybe we can talk a little bit about what the products are, and then we're going to hear a few more stories. There's still actually, let's do this really quickly. I want to have Nova if she's available. I see you look so gorgeous, Nova. Hi. Will you please share your story? You have another great story, and I'm actually gonna pop in and show some pictures right after you're finished with your story. And maybe if you just keep it to 2 minutes, just so we can stay on time, or 2 or 3 minutes, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for the invitation, Rachel. It's always a pleasure to connect with our community and revel in the numerous incredible benefits that have happened for each of us. It's just countless. Thank you so much for sharing that other story. That was incredible to hear from your heart like that. When Purium came into my life, I was struggling with very deep depression, extreme anxiety as well, and really fluctuating between the two. And I had been struggling with cystic acne for years, maybe 8 years at that point. At this point in my acne struggle, it had done a detriment on my mental health just because it was literally everywhere, all over my face. Like, you look up pictures of extreme acne and you'll see the pictures that Rachel shows in a second. But if you look up pictures of extreme acne, it's like full on all over my face. And it was painful. It was physically painful as well, besides my entire face and neck and chin area being beet red. And I had been looking for a solution for my acne for years. And I tried everything I could think of, especially when it came to the natural route. And then eventually, after coming on 8 years, I was getting so desperate. I even tried different medications and nothing was working. Absolutely nothing was working. And I started to understand more about the gut connection with the skin. So when I learned about that, and then Purium made its way into my life through a friend sharing her experience, I decided to give it a shot. And within the first 10 days that I was working the program, my skin was clearing up, my eyes were getting brighter. I had never seen something literally make an overnight difference in my skin until I started taking these products, and especially the Biomedic makes literally an overnight difference in my skin health. And I had had constant bloating, even though I was trying to eat extremely healthy, because it seemed that I just had all of these food sensitivities. So I had extreme food sensitivities and allergies. I was eating really healthy, yet I was always bloated and really gassy as well. And so within the first 10 days, all of the bloating went away. My skin was clearing up, and I started to feel positive about life for the first time in a long time when I had been in this extremely deep depression. And then as that continued, I decided to just dive deeper and deeper and deeper with these plants and with bringing them into my life in a new way and starting to share with others. And when I saw not only the life-changing difference that it had in my life, but the impact it was having on my friends and my family and them dealing with some really intense health struggles, I started to really wake up to the fact that this isn't just supportive for our physical health and our mental health, but it's also extremely supportive for our spiritual health. And I saw people that I would be helping them just by sharing a gift card and sharing what worked for me with something that they thought was maybe a physical symptom. And then all of a sudden they're having these emotional breakthroughs and spiritual awakenings in their life in really powerful ways. So I've just seen across the board how much infusing these specific plants and superfoods and all of the ingenious wisdom that goes into how they're made and all of the integrity along the water, the type of water that's being used, the land where it's being grown, and then really the cyclical nature of, bringing that back and giving back to the community. It's just an incredible place to be a part of and to continue to grow and heal here. So thank you for having me share my story.
Wow, that was so powerful. Who would like to see Nova's before and after pictures? She's so generous. She's willing to let me share them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give me a second to share my screen and just stay off mute, Nova, so you can let me know if you can see this in 1 second. I'm just transitioning to screen share. Okay, can you see my screen?
It's at the Zoom and your desktop. There we go.
Yeah. So
yeah, this was my life before. And you
amazing.
can see my eyes too. It's like almost bringing me to tears right now to look at it, because you can see my eyes too. I just felt sick. I felt dead inside in so many ways. And the outside really is a reflection of the inside. So it's incredible to see.
And how long was this picture taken after the first one?
This picture was about 3 years after the first one, and these results came from working with the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, as well as the kamut wheatgrass was very instrumental in my healing, as well as kombu, which is a frog medicine. And all of that combined within 3 years is what gave me those results.
Amazing. Well, this is my friend Tracy, this is her in 2 months. So it can happen, like the results start to happen right away. And, so it's just really incredible, the gut connection to the skin. While I'm here, I'm going to just show a few other pictures to show some other transformations. This is my friend Chris last year. He lost 200 pounds in 1 year. This is him halfway through. This is him like 6 months in. Okay. So I'm a champion bodybuilder. And so this is my win right here. So this is my winning picture. So this is my before and after. This is my friend Mele. She had chemical poisoning of her liver from chemotherapy and radiation. And so the chemo really destroyed her liver, and that's what her skin looked like. And now her skin looks like this on the right. So it was an incredible lifesaver for her. These are people's stories. Here's some of the things that you can expect. These are some of the things that often you can find transformations in. So of course we have S for sleep and skin. And then we've got W for weight. So weight can shift. We call it swiped, right? Everyone swipes left. So swiping, we're gonna swipe the slate clean. And so when people have health, they come into weight balance. And then inflammation, pain, energy and emotion, like she mentioned, mental health, feeling that spiritual awakening, just feeling alive and excited about life and on top of the world, just rising, phoenix rising. And then digestion, of course. So this is my friend Carl. He no longer is diabetic. So that was him 90 days later, and his doctor said his diabetes was gone. You don't hear that very often. This is my friend Speckles. He had too many Skittles beforehand. Look at that, amazing. I met him at the airport. This is another champion bodybuilder. He was trying to gain weight, and he was eating, in the first picture, he was eating 5,000 calories a day. And then in the other pictures, he's eating 2,000 calories a day. So, and that was to build muscle. And he was eating, in the first picture, he was eating like all kinds of fast food. In the last picture, he's eating Purium and all kinds of healthy green food. So let's see, this is my friend Tall. 60 days later, I think, 60 days, yep. And she now owns a CrossFit gym. She got healthy, and then after she was wearing this white dress, she decided to open a CrossFit gym. She started working out after that. So you don't have to work out in order to lose weight. Here's another skin transformation. She had ulcers on her lips, and this is her lips now. And then another, my girlfriend Anne, before and after. Yeah, I think that was, I don't know, 6 months after. So thanks for watching that part, and I'm coming back to you. So let me just end my screen share. So I wanted to just quickly give us a chance to go over the product so you understand what's in this stuff. And Jessica is going to share. And Jessica, you have about 5 to 8 minutes to actually we could just start with sharing the core 4. And the daily core 4 is what we've all been on since we did our ultimate lifestyle transformation. But this is she's going to share the 4 products that are part of that are all in the program, the 30-day program. So go ahead and share.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. I'm so stoked about all of these. Yeah, the core 4. So Purium has like 100 products or something, but these 4 products are the main ones that work really well together to pretty much expedite the benefits and healing that you could potentially experience. And essentially there's 2 things happening. There's some gut repair and gut kind of cleaning out, and you're repairing and cleaning that out and then making room for flooding your system with superfoods. And those 2 things combined are just so powerful. And so the first thing I want to talk about, which I am so excited that this exists, and honestly, personally, I think no matter what, everyone should be taking Biometic. It's just mind-blowing that so Biometic it is currently the only thing on the market that is detoxing glyphosate from the system. I won't go too much into that other than glyphosate is the leading ingredient. It's the main ingredient in Roundup, and Roundup is used everywhere, and Roundup is really nasty stuff. And there's estimates that like 90% of Americans have been exposed to glyphosate, and that it's in probably like 75% of our food. Even if you're eating organic, like there are ways in which glyphosate, it's a sneaky little thing. It will get into the soil. It will leach into the watersheds. It will, it doesn't wash off if you're washing. And the thing to know about glyphosate and what's going on there is when it gets into your system, it was made to essentially destroy everything that wasn't a GMO. And so bad bacteria, good bacteria, everything. And so if it gets into your system, it's doing a couple of things. It's completely wiping out your your microbiome, your good bacteria in your gut. And that throws off so many things. So it's doing that. And then it's also deforming the villi that are in your intestines that are the key little helpers to help with absorption of your nutrients, right? So there's some theories that people who have possibly celiac or food allergies or these things, that it might actually be glyphosate exposure that is wrecking all the havoc in our system. And there's lots of resources. If you look into the Detox Project, they can explain more about it. But what Biomedic does is it's a prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic, and it helps to not only identify the toxins in your gut and then escort that out, it's also got the probiotic and other minerals to help with the feeding of the probiotics to really re-inoculate your gut and your system. So you're cleaning those toxins out, then re-inoculating and really letting your villi grow back the way they're supposed to be. The microbiome is strong. And then you're able to absorb anything that you're taking in better. So the other things that are really amazing. So now that you've got it kind of cleaned out and ready to receive, then we've got the super amino 23. The super aminos, I'll be honest, at first I was like, I'm going to take 5 tablets of these, and like they kind of are a little strong tasting, and I've grown to absolutely love them. The super amino 23, this formula was actually created to be able to help people who were in comas and people who were paralyzed or had a paralyzed limb or something. So they weren't using their muscles, and they were the threat of muscle atrophy, which is actually a very dangerous and potentially fatal threat. And so people who didn't have use of their limbs or was in a coma could be building muscle and not have to be working out, not have to be taking in all this other nutrients. And so the 23, super amino 23, that's because it takes only 23 minutes to start getting into your system and start building lean muscle. It's also incredibly bioavailable. And so what that means is, like, bioavailability is your body's ability to kind of recognize and utilize the nutrients that you're taking in. There's over 30 double-blind studies that have been done comparing the efficacy, the efficiency of this protein source to, say, meat or eggs or like all other protein sources. And this is the most efficient and the highest utilized for the nitrogen that you're getting and the protein that you're getting. So it's really cool, creates lean muscle, it creates elasticity. So you just feel your muscles start to feel tighter, your skin feels tighter. It helps to burn fat. And so those are really, really awesome. I don't have my pouch of Power Shake because I have a big glass bottle that's in the kitchen, but the Power Shake is really cool and it tastes delicious. I was a little skeptical because I've tried a lot of like green shakes or protein shakes or whatever, and the ones that are vegan. And I was like, okay, is this going to taste like pea protein or chalk or what? I've tried all these other ones. And I was doing this one with a girlfriend, and we kind of, we were on FaceTime and we cheersed each other, and she's tried a lot of things too. And we took our first sip and we were like, oh, this is delicious. This is so good. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So your green shake is tasting really, really good. And the Power Shake is cool because it's got spirulina in it and wheatgrass, and those are really good. It's like your greens, your really important greens. It's going to give you energy and help alkalinize your body. There's some rice bran in there too that can help potentially with fat burn. Let's see, feel your cells, reduce some cravings. Yeah, like when you start to alkalinize your body and alkalinize the different areas of your body and your mouth specifically, you could notice, and I've noticed this and I've heard some stories of other people too, like your cravings start to shift. And so, you know, when I'm drinking this shake and have it, you know, and I do one a day at the very least, and then on the 30-day, you know, I'm doing multiple, but I've noticed that my cravings have shifted there, you know, where I used to go for like cheese or processed, you know, snacks or whatever. I'm like, oh, I think I just want an apple or some cucumber or something like fresh. And the Power Shake is definitely helping with that. The final of the 4 is something that is incredibly popular with a lot of people. This is the Apothecary. Apothecary is just straight up tart cherry juice concentrate. That's the only ingredient. And this is a natural source of melatonin. It is also one of, you know, if not the highest antioxidant count for any food on the planet. And it helps with inflammation, it helps with sleep, it helps to clear up the skin. Any of the dark red foods, so like cherry, beet, you know, things of that nature are really good for the vascular system and really good with helping to kind of strengthen and also cleanse your blood and your vascular system. And so it's doing a lot, and it's doing a lot of it while you're sleeping too. And so you wake up feeling a little more refreshed and skin's a little clearer. And so, yeah, that's the core 4 there. They work really well together. And yeah, that's what I have to say about those products. I hope that was in the time frame that you gave.
You crushed it. That was epic. I even learned something. I thought I knew everything. You said a couple of things. I was like, oh, that's good information.
Yay!
Educated me. All right, great. Thank you. So let's see. So yeah, so the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, those are the 4 products. Did you mention the Apothecary juice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, never mind. There was blending going on in the background. I couldn't hear.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
These are the 4 core products that are in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation that she just went over. And so during the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, there's 3 different ways you can do it. You can do intermittent fasting, or you can do the basic plan where you're having the shakes twice a day and the aminos twice a day and having the Apothecary juice at night. And those shakes are great meal replacements, and they're going to be more nutrient dense than anything you could possibly eat anyway. So it's a great meal replacement. And then you're going to do, or you can do the acceleration version. So this is version number 3, where you have a 10-day prep, a 10-day cleanse, and then you have a 10-day continuation where you learn where you're like basically just living the lifestyle of it. And this is called the lifestyle transformation because it literally transforms your relationship to food and your kind of daily eating. And it's really meant to help you through, like she said, alkalization. So your cravings fall away and your habits change. 20 days, 21 days makes or breaks a habit. And so that's what this does. This is helping you start to transition into, you know, eating the way you want to. Like, I know all of you already know how to eat. You're like, I know what's good for me. I know what's healthy for me, but are we doing it? That's really the bottom line. Like, are we eating the way we want to? And if we are eating the way we want to and it's not working, what's missing? And so this could be the missing ingredient. And so that's really true. It's like, we don't get all the nutrients from our soil anymore. So a lot of us are, you know, we eat local, we eat farm fresh, we're doing farm to table, we're doing the best we can, but we still need to have more nutrients in our food. And
or like,
so,
you know, how often do you go to the grocery store and you just buy the same things over and over again?
yeah, monocropping.
Right? Like, are you getting full nutrition when you know, and I do that all the time.
Yeah, we're not diversifying our diets that much sometimes. So anyway, this is a really an amazing way to save money. When I did it, I saved at least $300 on my food bill. And I had a girlfriend who did it, and she said she saved $400, and she bought a couch at the end of the month. She's like, wow, I had so much money left over. I went and bought a couch, and that was great. And I know that Jillian's in Canada, and so even in Canada, where because the price exchange is different, right? But even in Canada, Jillian was saving $50 to $100 a week on her grocery bill. So I know that this is a great way to save money because, you know, if you're in US, it's like $2.50 a shake, or less than that actually, like $2 a shake, and then Canada maybe it's more like $3.50. a shake which is a meal replacement. So where can you get a meal for that price that has the protein of 3 eggs, the nutrients of 36 organic vegetables, the omega-3s of a salmon steak, and the fiber of 8 slices of whole grain bread, right? So so what I usually recommend for people to start with is the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Variety Pack. Okay, so the Variety Pack has got the power shakes. It's got one of each flavor, the appleberry and the plain, and then it's got the Super Meal Love Shake, which is vanilla chai and plain. And this is a great way to start because you can try all the different shakes and you can also mix and match them. So if something's a little bit too sweet for you, you can use the plain to kind of balance it out, and you can try them by themselves and have just like, mix it up a little bit. So the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation comes out to be in Canadian dollars, it's like $16 a day for 2 meals a day. And in US dollars, it's around $11 a day for 2 meals a day, plus your supplements. Either way, it's such a deal, right? Even at $16 a day for 2 meals a day, that is such a deal. Because most people are going to spend more than that just on one meal, literally. Actually, I'm just curious, like how many of you actually eat out once a week or once a day? How many like eat out, like maybe buy one thing, maybe at the deli or something, your community market, you're like, not anymore. All right, yeah. So even so, well, this is going to save you time in the kitchen, right? So this is a really, really great way to save time in the kitchen. So I want to go over the price and just tell you what the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is. In Canada, you're going to get $100 off from whoever invited you. If you're in Canada, you're going to get a discount from Jillian or whoever invited you in Canada, maybe Amy, and just reach out to them. And so normally it'd be like, I don't know, I think your discount ends up being at $429 for you, or $450 or something like that. Those of you who are in the US, your discount's going to bring it down to $329. So, and I'm talking about Canadian dollars. I'm saying those in Canadian dollars, and now I'm saying it in US dollars, just so you're not trying to convert in your head. Okay. So that's going to be for 60 meals over a 30-day period. And again, you can do different versions of it. There's 3 different ways to do it. One that has a cleanse in the middle, or you can just do like daily nutrition. Okay. So I'm just curious, like how many people feel like, wow, this is something that I might want to share with my family. I have friends who could really use this. Drop me a 4 if you know maybe like 3 or 4 people that in your community that you feel like could really benefit from these products. Just drop me a 3 or give me a 3. If there's people that you think, 4 or 5, right? People that you feel like you could share this with. So, and they already have. So yeah, Jillian shared it with her entire family. Jessica shared it with her whole family. I shared it with my whole family and friends. My aunt literally got off her insulin in 3 weeks using just the daily Core 4. So if you feel like this is something you might want to share with other people, you can definitely get a gift code. You can definitely become an affiliate, and then you can share this with them, and then that'll pay for your product. So you can literally get your product paid for by just sharing it with a few people, 3 or 4 people. So, it's like you'll get 20% back. And the company is really keen on doing this because they know that this is something that's sold through word of mouth, that when people know what the benefits can be, it's going to get them really excited. And so rather than spending millions of dollars on marketing and giving those millions of dollars to somebody else who doesn't even care about the product, who's just being paid to put it on an end cap and so on and so forth, and spending an exorbitant amount of money on putting it in the stores on end caps, which the problem with that is it drives the cost up, and then it drives the nutrition quality down, because in order to be able to meet those prices, they have to compromise nutrition. That's why everything you see on the shelves at stores is so compromised. So they have fillers in them, or they have, a lot of, or they have just different things in them that you wouldn't, or they have very little spirulina, or they have very less of the dense nutrition because they're trying to put more fillers in there to make it affordable at the store. So what they do instead is Dave Sandoval really wanted to make this affordable to everybody, and Amy Venner. And so they pass that savings on to you. So if you're sharing this with your friends and family, you get 20% of their orders. And this is a great way to get your product paid for. And plus there's bonuses. So you could get $100 bonus if you shared it with 3 people in the first 10 days. So anyway, if you feel like this is something that sounds inspiring to you, either way, whether you want to just, buy the product for yourself or you want to share it with other people, I encourage you to get the gift code, the gift link from the person who invited you, and you can get 25% discount, which is $100 off of your product. And if you want to order it just as a customer, you're going to go to isharepurium.com. If you're interested in being an affiliate and sharing this with other people, which I highly recommend, of course, this has become my way of life. This is how I make my living. And so I'm the person who, trains on this team. And so we train in all the marketing and all that stuff. So that's all available to you if you're interested in learning how to share this with other people. We have groups and all kinds of informative links that you can send to people. Yeah, from living in my car to thriving. Thank you, Bethany. Exactly. Just remember my story. If I can do it, you can do it. And this is what I like to help other people learn how to do. Everyone these days is kind of looking for a second stream of income. Having an online stream of income is so wonderful and necessary these days, in my opinion. I feel like it's always good to have another stream, something especially that's so useful and so beneficial and is really helping so many people, as you can hear. So I want to thank all the speakers. Thank you all for sharing. If you guys want to, if those of you who are wanting some help ordering, you want to stay, I just want to say, go to iShop Purium right now. And I want you to put in your cart, I want you to do a search, go to ishoppurium.com, and I want you to do a search for Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Variety Pack. Make sure it says Variety Pack on the end. Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Variety Pack. Okay, and that is what you're going to look for. If you're somebody who's interested in becoming an affiliate, you're going to go to isharepurium.com and you're going to go to, you're going to click join now. And then you're going to click the launch pack best. It's going to say, I think it's green and it says best option. And then you're going to scroll all the way down until you find Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Variety Pack so that you can get that, so you can get the different shakes. Otherwise, you're just going to get the default pack, which is just the power shake. So scroll all the way down. So it's in alphabetical order to T, Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Variety Pack. It's way down at the bottom of the page. And then I also recommend everybody get a smart order. So smart order is a monthly shipment. I recommend for the smart order, this is the daily core 4. This is the daily maintenance. This makes sure that you're detoxing and nourishing every single day. And this is what has kept my results for 5.5 years, is having this nutrition every single day. And so the smart order, you can decide what day it's going to be shipped. You can change it at any time. You can cancel it at any time. You can switch what you want to have in your smart order. And there's 70 products to try. So even if you don't want those, if you want to change it up from month to month, you can add things on, take things off, no big deal. But one of the things that smart order does is it's going to give you, rewards points. So you'll get 200 rewards points just for getting a smart order. And this allows you to get a free product. So you can use those rewards points to get free product, kind of like a plane, like if you travel and you have a credit card, you get rewards points for flying. Well, we give you rewards points for buying. All right. And so then the next order that you get is going to be is going to give you double rewards points. So whatever, it's at 1 point per dollar. So instead it'll be $2, 2 points per dollar. So you get all these rewards points that you can start to accumulate and start to buy product. So that adds up over time. You can get yourself a whole ultimate lifestyle transformation at some point if you just hold those points. So yeah, so thank you. I could turn it over to Tanya a little bit to talk about her experience as a fitness instructor, how she's enjoyed sharing this product and doing being an affiliate. It's been really beneficial for her, especially during these times. Tanya, would you like to share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, sure. Happy to. Hi, everybody. So yes, I own a fitness studio in Northern California. I'm still closed. And so since almost a year now, almost 11 months. And the short story is that having already been using Purium as my lifeline, my health story is also pretty amazing. my experience with the ultimate lifestyle transformation, and having a fitness studio, obviously I wanted to start sharing it. It was, you feel like you have this precious gem gift that it's that you must share it with people, actually. And so obviously I have a fitness studio, and it made perfect sense for me to start offering to my clients. And so I had it in the studio. And then when COVID hit and we closed down, it has become the most effective way for me to continue to support my clients, and in fact help more people, obviously, because everything's done virtually and online. So I'm able to support a lot more people at the same time than I was doing for that, when that dollar per hour model in the gym. As much as I love teaching, it just isn't scalable. And so this is what I love. It's making a huge difference in my revenue. I'm basically operating, I have some virtual classes online, but I'm operating at 10 or 15% my normal revenue, which does not pay the bills. And I'm so grateful for Purium and the business model that it's afforded me to balance out that major drop in revenue. Knowing, of course, that I'm dramatically and in a very deep and lasting way helping people and helping their health. It's really what makes my heart sing. I've been a fitness and wellness instructor for over 20 years. This is what I love to do. And knowing that I'm doing that with the best products on the market is just, it's a perfect combination for me. So I'm so grateful for it. And it's my lifeline too. And I take the Core 4 every day, and have been for 2 years, and travel with them. I don't go anywhere without it. So I'm so grateful for it. It totally restored my health, and it's my gift to be able to share it with other people, with clients. So that's my short story. I know we're close to the end. Any questions? Yeah, if there's any questions.
That was a perfect way to wrap it up. And I wanted to just
Okay.
again mention that you get to become an affiliate for free if you order the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation or the Daily Core 4. So that's how you can become an affiliate. Otherwise, it's $199 to become a brand partner, we call it. And all of that includes training. We have masterminds every week. We have amazing company calls where there's product information, and it's just a great way to learn. If you're somebody who's really loves to learn about health and keen on health, this is a great way to get a free education and learn constantly about health, and being able to share this with the world and educate the world. So we definitely need more people to spread the word. I'll just tell this one last quick thing, which is in Hawaii, there was this really huge diabetes clinic, and it was the largest hospital in all of Hawaii, and this giant diabetes clinic. And over time, what happened was the clinic started to dwindle. People started to disappear. And so they were like, wow, I wonder where everyone's going. Where's all of our diabetic patients? I mean, this was costing the hospital millions of dollars. So this was like, they were not having to spend so much, but they were also wondering like, where is everyone? Well, what happened was everyone was getting better. And as they did a little investigation, they found out it was Purium. That all these really obese people and people who were like really having these really poor diets, these Hawaiians who were really struggling with their health, were getting better. And it was because they'd found a protocol that was really easy to follow and really helpful and made them feel good. And so diabetes literally went down on the island of Oahu and all over Hawaii. So they offered our company $2.5 million to study our products and to understand what the heck is going on. So that's been a real blessing. And so I have this dream of doing that here in the United States for every state, for every city. To just like the more we have people transforming naturally with nutrition, bringing those numbers down of people who are unhealthy, and more people who are aware. So we get to spread the love and spread the good news. So thank you so much for joining. I'm going to end the call here. If anyone wants to stay on for questions and answers, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes. But thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Thank you all of the presenters. You all did such a wonderful job and had such inspiring stories. And I'll make this recording available. If anybody wants to share this with anyone, just request it and we'll send you the email. We'll send you the YouTube video.